Okay, today we will start with the remedial grammar. In the previous class, we discussed in general about remedial grammar. I informed you about the parts of speech and other aspects. Now, in general, the other day I discussed. Now we'll focus in depth. Okay, remedial grammar, parts of speech. How many parts of speech do we have in English? 8.
8, sir.
So I informed you about the categories in which you have to remember: noun, pronoun, adjective, verb, adverb, then pick, preposition, interjection, and conjunctions. Okay, words are divided into different kinds or classes according to their use. These kinds of classes are known as parts of speech. They are 18 number. So hopefully the examination for you will be offline and descriptive. Okay, in the month of January. Okay, so be prepared for a descriptive type of examination. Okay, here noun, pronoun, verb, adjective, adverb, preposition, conjunction, interjection. Okay. What do you mean by noun? A noun is a word used to name a person, animal, place, thing, and abstract idea. As the teacher told the children to stop chattering in the class. What type of noun is teacher? Proper noun, common noun, collective noun. Told the children to stop chattering in the class. What type of noun is class? Class. Collective noun. Teacher and children in this context, it becomes a common noun. John is good at French but weak at history. What type of noun is John? Proper noun. French. French, history. Proper, specific. Proper noun. Proper means specific. Common noun means common noun you usually use in comparison, where you are distinguishing one common element with that of other common element. The highlighted words in the above sentences are all nouns. There are various different categories, subcategories of nouns such as proper noun, collective noun, possessive noun, common noun. Each one of these serves as a different purpose. So we are just touching upon it because it's a remedial grammar. We are not going to it in detail. However, we assume that you know the basics of grammar, and in the examination there will be fill up the blanks kind of questions, or you will be asked to spot what type of noun it is, and so on. Then pronoun. A pronoun can replace a noun or another pronoun. We use pronouns like he, which, none, and you to make your sentences less cumbersome and less repetitive. So the main purpose of using pronouns is to avoid redundancy, avoid repetition. Every time if you keep on mentioning the name of the person, it looks odd. Therefore, use he or she. Pronouns can be classified into several types, including the personal pronoun, the demonstrative pronoun, interrogative pronoun, indefinite pronoun. Demonstrative pronoun means words that we use to demonstrate. This, that, these, those. This is my pen. Okay, so you are demonstrating that this belongs to you. Interrogative pronoun means what? Questioning. How do you use an interrogative pronoun? The book which you asked me to buy is not available. So which is an interrogative pronoun there. Indefinite pronoun, something there is no specificity. Relative pronoun that relates to the noun or the pronoun. Reflexive pronoun, it reflects on yourself. I myself did the homework. Means you are specifying, emphasizing. Intensive pronoun. Pronoun example sentences. Richard isn't at work this week. He is gone on a holiday. What is he is there? What type of pronoun? Personal pronoun. Don't tell her the truth. Her, what is her? Personal pronoun. She tried it herself. Reflexive. It reflects back. Reflexive pronoun means it reflects back to the subject. The subject could be noun or a pronoun. Instead of she, if the name of the girl had been mentioned, then it reflects on the noun. Then you can't blame him for everything. You, what type of pronoun is you? Personal pronoun. Him, personal pronoun. The woman who called yesterday wants to buy the house. It relates back to the subject. It can be a relative pronoun as well. Then verb. Verb is the most important part of the sentence. A verb asserts something about the subject of the sentence and expresses action, events, or state of beings as Dracula bites his victims on the neck. The man who walked down the street, I laughed at his joke. So verbs actually denotes actual action denoting words. Then the other day I discussed about helping verbs, modal auxiliaries and other things. Then adjective. Actually, each of these topics could be discussed in length for approximately an hour. But since it's remedial grammar, we are not going in depth. We are just touching upon it. Then adjective. An adjective modifies a noun or a pronoun by describing, identifying, or quantifying words. An adjective usually precedes the noun or the noun which it modifies. Adjective means what? Any word that describes a noun or a pronoun. That is what it says, which modifies a noun or a pronoun. This is a blue car. What is blue there? What is blue? Why? What is it describing? What is it describing? It is describing car. What is car? Car is a noun. Anything that describes a noun or a pronoun is an adjective. The small squirrel ran up the tree. Small, describing squirrel, again a noun. During the thunderstorm, we saw some heavy rain. Heavy rain. Many times they wouldn't have highlighted the words. You should identify. How do you identify an adjective? You should first identify the noun and see is there any word that is describing a noun or a pronoun. Rain is used as a noun. Heavy describes it. My mother has short hair. Hair is a noun. Short. And you should always take into consideration the nearest noun. Mother is also a noun. Hair is also a noun. If you just consider my mother is short, then also short is an adjective. Here you are describing about the hair. So it's short hair. Here also it's an adjective. The documentary on TV last night was very interesting. So here, what about this? What is interesting here? Which is the nearest subject? Documentary. Or the TV. What is it actually describing? Is the sentence describing the TV as interesting or the documentary as interesting? So the next level, first level is you identify the noun or the pronoun. The next level is you should identify which is the important subject. Okay, the documentary is important than the TV here. Therefore, it is describing the documentary. Then comparison of adjectives. So positive degree, comparative degree, and superlative degree. Okay, three forms of comparison of adjectives. Positive, it is an ordinary form of adjectives as Rama's mango is sweet. Comparative shows when two persons or objects being compared. Karan's mango is sweeter than Rama's. Okay, so for comparison, the number should be minimum 2. But for a positive degree, only 1. Okay, you're not comparing it with anybody else or anything else. For superlative degree, more than 2. Indicates that the quality or quantity is at its highest or its most intense, as Gaurav's mango is the sweetest of all. So compared to, the number is not specifically mentioned. When you mention sweetest, by default you assume it is referring to, or the comparison involved is more than 2. Adverb. An adverb is a word which modifies a verb, an adjective, another adverb, a phrase, a clause. Ideally speaking, adverb modifies the verb primarily, but it can also modify adjective, phrase, or a clause. An adverb indicates manner, time, place. Many times it will be modifying the manner, time, place, cause or degree, and answer questions such as how, when, where, how much, as. This is an extremely attractive photograph. So what is extremely here? Easy way of identifying adverb is it ends with ly. Okay, you will not get confused with adjective then. Okay, because we tend to get confused with the photograph. We say photograph is a noun, then extremely should be an adjective. No. Which one? Attractive becomes the adjective. So extremely here is the adverb. So adverb predominantly has ly form. I have a very interesting book. Very is also an adverb because it is describing Interesting. So I have a very interesting book. It is describing the noun also. My car drives quickly. What is it describing here? Car or drives? Drives. How it drives? It is describing an action. See, primary definition of an adverb is it describes an action. Second is it ends with ly. Okay, apart from describing the action, it can modify any other activity. When I am running late for work, I eat my breakfast rapidly. What is rapidly describing? Breakfast or eat? Eat. So there will be a minor confusions between adjective and adverb. So you should keep this in mind. Ly, adverb. And you should find where the nearest verb is. What is it describing? Then preposition, anything that denotes position of objects. A preposition is used to show a relationship between two words or phrases. At, on, in preposition. Okay, the other day I told you at for smaller places, in for bigger place. I am at CMS in Bengaluru. The other day I think I told the opposite. At you use for smaller place and in you use for bigger place. The cat is sitting on the wall. I am going to the saloon after my dinner. You will find the theater in the town center. I saw the news in the newspaper. Then conjunctions, we use conjunction to link words, phrases, and clauses. I ate the pizza and the pasta. Call the movers when you are ready. So conjunctions connect two different words, phrases, or sentences. Then we have various types: coordinating, subordinating, and correlative. We use coordinating conjunctions at, but, or, nor, for, so, at to join individual words, phrases, and independent clauses. Lilacs and violets are usually purple. Subordinating means introduces a dependent clause and indicates the nature of relationship among the independent clause and the dependent clause. I hope you are aware of the sentences: primary sentence, secondary sentence, subjective clause, like that. Subordinative clause means it gives additional information about the main clause. The main clause is independent, whereas the subordinate clause is not independent. It has to depend on the main clause for its meaning. For example, if I say I am in the class and I am engaging general English. So I am in the class is an independent sentence. I am engaging general English. To whom are you engaging? Where are you engaging? So it does not give complete meaning. It has to depend on the main sentence for its complete meaning. That is subordinate clause. After she had learned to drive, John felt more independent. Which is the subordinate clause here? Which is the main clause? Which is the dependent clause? John felt more independent is the independent clause because it gives complete meaning. When? Then elaborates subordinate clause. Correlative conjunctions. Correlative conjunctions always appear in pairs. We use them to link equivalent sentence elements. The most common correlative conjunctions are both and. Correlative means it comes in pairs. Either or, neither nor, not only but also, like that. Both and, either or, neither nor, not only but also, so as, whether or. Technically, correlative conjunctions consist simply of a coordinating conjunction linked to an adjective or adverb. Both my grandfather and my father worked in the steel plant. So it's compulsion. Whenever you use the word both, it has to be followed by and in the later part of the sentence. Okay, you simply can't say both my father, grandmother work in the steel plant. It's yes, no sooner than, rather than, hardly than. Then interjection. An interjection is a word which expresses some sudden feelings or emotions. They are used to emotion, reaction, or excitement and have no grammatical link to anything else within a sentence they appear. So any parts of speech which does not have any grammatical link with other part of the sentence is interjection. Hooray, we won the match. Alas, he is dead. Oh, I got such a fright. So this is what it is. So now I will stick to these parts of speech itself. So I want all of you to write down 5 examples for each of these parts of speech. Quickly, 5 examples each.